friends, I just wanted to put on this YouTube page some information about myself, about why I started Plexus. So I don't know if many of you know that in June of 2014, our family moved from South Korea to Tennessee. At the time, I was 185 pounds. It's kind of embarrassing to admit, but before the move, I was very nervous, and I don't know, I ate a lot to comfort myself. And so my weight jumped up to 185 pounds, and I wasn't feeling good. I was tired, I was depressed, I was feeling miserable. The girls during the summer, once we got here to Tennessee, they would ask to go to the pool, and it was too much effort for me to drive to the end of my street, take them to the pool, put sunscreen on them. That's what was my sticking point, was the sunscreen. So anyway, I was miserable that summer, and then a friend of a friend posted about Plexus, and I started watching her posts. And at first I kind of mocked her, sorry. You know, oh, you can't lose weight on your own, then you're not really losing weight. You know, I ran the gamut of it. And then, so I was like, well, I'll go back to what I've always done before and had success with, which is losing weight with low carb. The problem with doing low carb is, inevitably you will go back to your old eating habits and start, start to eat the way you used to eat, which is the trap I would always get into. I'd lose the weight, and then I'd get back into how I was eating previously, and the weight would come back. So it was a vicious cycle. The other problem with low carb is you have to have motivation to say no to all the things that you need to say no to. And when you're not feeling good about yourself, it's really hard to say no to something that has always made you feel happy before, like ice cream. And so I tried doing low carb for about 3 days, and I was miserable. My kids were miserable, and so I went back to my old eating habits. So I finally said, shoot, I'm going to give it a try. And she had posted that there was a 60-day money-back guarantee with Plexus. So I bought it, and originally I was bound and determined that I was going to get my full money back in 60 days. And I had it all mapped out. I had it on my calendar to make sure that by day 55, I would call the company and get my money back for the last 2 months. So I had a plan. And I was going to prove her wrong that this stuff really didn't work. So I tried the products, and I think what I started off with was one of our weight loss pills and the Slim. Now, I don't recommend that for anybody anymore. It sets up a false sense of, I don't know. I'm not a fan of our weight loss pills. I love our other products, but to each his own. Anyway, so I started the products, and within 4 or 5 days, I started feeling better. So after 25 days, I'm a cheapskate. I went to my husband and I said, I think I want to do this. I want to take these products long term, but here's the problem. They're kind of expensive. And so I think a way to do that is if I sign up as an ambassador, I can get my products for the cheapest that I can get them. And if I can get 3 to 4 customers buying under me, our products become free. Well, Tom, being the cynic that he is, said, this stuff isn't working. This stuff has made you feel better, because he said, I have one of my friends, her husband calls it snake oil. So that's kind of what Tom was saying. He was saying that I was feeling better because it was making me think I was feeling better. So he said, try it for about a week, go off of it, and let's see where you are. He's like, I think you're just feeling better. So after about 3 or 4 days, every single person in my family said, why are you being mean? And you're just miserable. And how come you're sleeping so much again? And, you know, it was every single thing. I went right back to where I was when I first started, about 25 days prior. And so we put our kids to bed, and that night Tom said, please start taking that stuff again. And yes, you can sign up to be an ambassador. So I started off doing it that way. I really wasn't planning on making a business or seeing a future with it. Like I said, I'm a cheapskate, so that's all I was in it for. And so my first month, I got about 3 or 4 customers. I made a commission that was enough to pay for my products. And so I kind of got hooked. And so anyway, so then I started researching about the company, and I really liked kind of what they were doing and the compensation plan. I had always, being in the military, every friend under the sun has been exposed to a network marketing company, has friends that are part of a network company, you name it, but nobody really earns any money off of that. But I was hearing about people that were really making money, and so I looked at the compensation plan, was intrigued about that. They have a plan where you can earn a Lexus. Well, I just bought a brand new car, cash, and I was suffering from not having $25,000 in my checking account anymore, which really made me sad. We had saved that money for years while we were in Korea. Anyway, we didn't just have that laying around. And then the trip to Hawaii, I was like, I want a trip to Hawaii. Yeah, that sounds great. So all those kind of incentives kind of got me going, well, maybe this is something that I could do full time. And the reason that I decided to do it full time is Tom at the time had 26 years in the military and looking at retirement, and he's worked so hard for all of us, for our family, and I would love to get him to a point where he could really retire. We have young kids. That's not really a possibility when he first gets out, which is actually in like 15 days. But eventually I would like to get him to a point where he's done, and he's provided very well for our family, and I would like to do that for him and help the next step. So I'd like to retire Tom. Some of the things that I'd like to do with our money is pay off our house. I'd like to take the families on vacations. I'd love to take the girls to Europe, to the Rockies. I'd love to take them back to Saipan. My friends in Korea know how much we loved going to Saipan from Korea. I'd love to take my mom on an Alaskan cruise. That's something that we've talked about for years. And I'd love to take my sister to the beach. Any beach. She's a beach person. I'm a beach person. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? So those are things I'd like to do. Finally, one of the last things that I've enjoyed this past year with Plexus is, one, getting to know all of my Plexus friends. It's a tight-knit community. It's a little bit like the military spouse community. Hey, you live in Virginia. My best friend I have a Plexus customer, Plexus friend. Let me link you guys up. That's a lot like how the military spouse network works. You're moving to Washington State. Oh, I've got a friend who lives there. Let me link you up. So it's very, very similar, and I felt a lot of support in a community that was new to me. But I loved getting emails, texts from customers, friends who entrusted me by taking these products, and they would text me and say, I had one friend who was on painkillers who said, I haven't had to have painkillers for a week because the Ease products that Plexus has been able to relieve a lot of my pain, and so now I can take the Ease products and like an Advil, where before she was having to take a narcotic. I've had friends that are losing weight. I've lost about 32 pounds and kept it off over the last year. I've not had these upticks of cycles of losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. It's all been consistent. So I guess what it comes down to is I want to live my life to the fullest. I want my friends to live their life to the fullest. And how do we get to a point where we live our life to the fullest? Well, we have to start out by being healthy. And then from being healthy, then we need to be financially in a place where we can go do fun, full things with our family, our loved ones. So in my opinion, Plexus is the answer for both of those. And if you're a customer and you just want to stay a customer, I'm glad to have you. If you are somebody who is a customer who thinks this stuff is expensive, but you have a couple people that you think might like to do it, guess what? It's really not that difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And then if you're looking to make some money, I have some friends who have some really big retirement goals. And I'm not quite sure, I don't know what their situation is, but those are really big retirement goals. And I've got a way to get you to your retirement goal very quick if you're willing to put in the work. So anyway, that's my why of why I Plexus. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.